Shalom, brother Dawada. Come back to another lesson. Right? Sure. Listen. Esau, here's what's it coming from? How's the sound? Still whistling Dixie? Let me see. Hey, Shalom. Shalom. Can you hear me out there? Fucking Wilson. Shalom. Shalom. How do we sound out there, man? Somebody give me, let me know some big ass whistles in there first. What's the sound like? Shalom. Why this damn thing whistling like this, man? Why this damn thing whistling like this, man? Salakia, yeah. Shalom. Shalom. Well, in the event, just want to stand right here. This is going to man, let's try and get into it.
Shalom. Shalom. How was that? And I hope that's better. Alright, sounds like we didn't get rid of the whistle, man. Let's try and get into this lesson, man. Alright, So, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to you. Howell, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring in this truth worldwide, trying to wake up the elect of the children of Israel. And uh, and this lesson is going to go into Esau plans being revealed for Jacob, right? So I got this book called what is this? Behold a Pale Horse, and on this book, man. Let me bring it up right quick. Right. Okay. Okay. I took a couple pictures, and this is the book. Behold a Pale Horse, right? It's written by this guy named William Cooper. I think it was written like in I want to say 1981 or something. But this guy had rose up through the ranks in in the Fed and the Secret Service, man, and he's seen all these different things that was pertaining to the government. Uh, and basically, man, he was a snitch, right? But check this out. So this is chapter 6 of the book, HR 4079, and FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, a tool that can be used to establish the police state, right? Patriots and tax. What is that? Protesters, right? You must never be found at home on any holiday. Your life depends on how well you can obey that rule, right? This is what this guy said. So let's pull up this first page. I want to show y'all something. Alright. So behold a pale horse, page 122. The FEMA Federal Emergency Agency Management Agency, right? I'm gonna jump down to the third paragraph. It says a pretext for invoking these emergency measures can be found almost daily in the newspapers. It could be anything from the suspension of debt payments by the high bureaus of American countries to mass run on U.S. commercial banks, and that's an issue. By the way, that's being held personally by the National Security Council and Brent, what it is, Socroft, to food shortages, to the drug war, the whole bit. Anything, any disaster emergency declared at all, even including the oil spill from the Exxon tanker in Alaska. If the president had declared a national emergency, that could have triggered it. Any instability in the Middle East, check this out, anything in fact, and they're already tested, Shalakia, and they've already tested their capabilities in April 1984 with Rex 84A. Y'all done heard of Rex 84, right? Says, and that was designed to test the readiness of the U.S. civilian and military agencies to respond to a serious national security crisis, right? Says now the executive order that will implement this, the executive order 11051, details the responsibilities of the Office of Emergency Planning, or FEMA. It gives authorization to put all executive orders into effect in times of emergency, national emergency declared by the president, increase international tension, or economic or financial crisis. So what's going on right now, man? You have the increased international tension going on right now, and you have a economic and or financial crisis going on right now, right? Says note that it covers every conceivable domestic crisis, but does not even mention war or nuclear attack. So this executive order covers all domestic crisis, but don't even mention war or nuclear attack, right? It says now the only thing that has happened for FEMA to be able to implement all the executive orders, emergency executive orders, is for the president to declare a national emergency of any type, as long as it's a national emergency, right? So check this out, man. Let me show you how it is. Right. So in February, this is what Trump did. Right. So February 15th, 2019, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, declared a national emergency concerning the southern border of the United States, citing the National Emergencies Act, and ordered the diversion of billions of dollars of funds that had been appropriated to the U.S. Department of Defense for military construction. Trump declared the emergency after he signed, but what it is, derived a bipartisan funding bill passed by the U.S. and by the House and the Senate a day before, containing border security funding without funding for the border wall that Trump demanded. Right. So guess what, man? We're in a national emergency right now, man. So let's go back to him, man. Make sure I'm sharing it. Right. And did y'all see that? Make sure y'all seen that, man. Let's go back. Okay, good. Yeah, man. So we're actually in a national emergency right now, man. And let's go back to this book, man. And I had been reading this book, man, and man, Esau was a damn devil, man. Shalom, Yahweh, Judah, Israel, Shalom. And let me trying to get a handle on this, man. My damn I had so much bad back feed earlier trying to do this lesson for about 20 minutes before I was able to get it cleared up. Let me show you how it again, man. Right. It says, now the only thing that has to happen for FEMA to be able to implement all executive orders, emergency executive orders, is for the president to declare a national emergency of any type as long as it is a national emergency, right? That's all they have to do. They check out this shit right here, man. Then we're gonna get into the scriptures after we take a look at this. And the brothers at South Carolina did a live camp today, and they was going into this a little bit as far as these executive orders, how they could at a drop of a dime, man, they could take over all these different things, man. I mean, it's really just a matter of time, right? Yeah, let me. All right, so this is page 132, HR 4079 in FEMA. So these are the executive orders that FEMA can implement, right? Because I mean, man, it's really, if you seen on the news tonight, uh, China retaliated with another 70 billion in tariffs, and Trump said that he's trying to get all different all American companies to stop what is the word, buying from China, right? Just completely stop buying from China. So now these executive orders, this is executive order 10 or 10955, provides for the takeover of the communication media, right? It says 10997 provides for the takeover of all electric, power, petroleum, gas, fuels, and minerals. Man, keep in mind this is already on the books now. Executive Order 10988 provides for the takeover of food resources and farms. Uh, 10999 provides for the takeover of all modes of transportation, control of highways, seaports, etc. Straight up martial law, man. Executive Order 11000 provides for the mobilization of all civilians into work brigades under the government supervision. Says Executive Order 11001 provides for the governmental takeover of all health, education, and welfare functions. Executive Order 11002 designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons, man. So they're gonna have you trying to go to your local post office, man. If you really look at these local big post office, man, they are surrounded by high barbed wire fence, man. Just go look at your local main hub post office. I ain't talking about the little small ones. I'm talking about the ones that that actually cycle through the mail from different parts of the country, right? It says Executive Order 11003 provides for the government to take over airports and aircraft. Executive Order 11004 provides for the Housing and Finance Authority to relocate communities, designate areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations. Man, hey man, that's your FEMA accounts, man. They gonna run. Hey, we gonna get into the scriptures, man. Executive Order 11005 provides for the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities. Hey man, even you think you got a public storage facility, man, they gonna come there and round you up out of there too, man. Where you trying to escape, right? That's why we gotta trust in Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Says now all of these were combined under Nixon, right? Hey, y'all remember that video that just came out of Ronald Reagan talking to President Nixon, talking about the so-called African delegation, saying they were monkeys and they just now learning how to wear shoes, man. All of this was, wow, let's read this again. Now, all of these were combined now. They were already on the books, but they were combined under Nixon into one huge executive order, which allows all of this to take place if the president declares a national emergency, and it can be implemented by the head of FEMA, not by the president. The president has already given him that power under these executive orders. So man, hey man, we need to find out who running FEMA right now. Who's the head of FEMA? We gonna look that up. All of these are combined into Executive Order 11490, and that was signed by President Carter on July the 20th, 1979, and is in fact law. So if HR 4079 is passed and the president does what it says and declares a national emergency because of the drug situation, whether it's for 1 year, 5 years, or 5 minutes, or forever, it does not make any difference. FEMA then can implement all these executive orders, take over all local, state, and national government, suspend the Constitution, and do whatever they want. Now remember what North said during the Iran Contra hearings. He said that they were prepared to suspend the Constitution of the United States. And he said if it hadn't been for their getting caught, that this would have happened. And all that did was delay, right? This is what's still going to happen. I mean, alright, let's go back. Man. Let's get into some scriptures, man. You can see damn Esau, man, the damn devil, man. Yeah, son. I heard about the fight that's been going on in the Amazon rainforest. I think you need to be asleep right now, buddy. You ain't stop me. You good? Let's get back. Let's get into these scriptures, man. Right. So this is Revelation 12 and verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short season," right? So, man, it's just a matter of time before this damn devil, man, start persecuting the children of Israel, man. Everything has already been set up, man. It's already on the books to to uh to have us what put in those FEMA camps, man. Everything is already there, man. That's how Esau got it set up, man. But we know we gotta trust in the Most High God to get us out that situation, man. Right? As you can see, man, this is stuff that Esau been had on the books, man. Like he been had this stuff, man. Like 20 years ago, right? And let's get Jacob's trouble, right? It's the book of Daniel. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time, even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book, right? So if you found written in that book, and Lord willing, man, all of us who's tuning in right now, and all of us who's been diligent trying to make our calling and election sure, are tuned into that book, man, right? Are written into that book, right? It's like you. Let's get Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah, right? Chapter 30 and 7. And once Shalom one Lily, Shalom says, once I get this, it's a pretty cool app, man. Once I get all the bugs worked out, man, it's be pretty sweet. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 6, right? It says, ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore I do see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, as a woman in what? In labor. And all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, right? So we just read that the elect, certain elect of the children of Israel is going to be saved out of this, man. So when everything just pop off, man, the Most High God is what? He's going to lift up a standard against our enemies, right? And did we share that? Slacky. Make sure I shared that. Right. Let's read that again. This is Jeremiah 30 and 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, right? A woman about to have a baby, like in excruciating pain. And all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even to the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, right? Jacob's going to be saved out of that, right? According to who? Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is the book. Let's see. Ecclesiasticus, the Apocrypha, chapter 2, right? This is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 of Sirach, at the Apocrypha 2. Let's start at verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, Shalaki, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased in that last end, right? He that shall endure to the end shall be saved, right? Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, right? Says, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Ye that fear the Most High, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall, right? Says, ye that fear the Most High, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy, right? Verse 10, look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Most High and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him, right? That's why it's important what to know the name of the Most High God, man. Right? Make sure this thing will still share. Was it still sharing? Slovakia. We have to start checking this thing. Okay. Okay, good. Had to click back. It says, verse 10 again, look at the generations of old and see that ever trust in the Most High and was confounded. Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right? The Most High God, that's why, once again, it's so important to know that name, Yahweh Bashim Shai, man. And been and serve the Most High God in truth and sincerity, man. And it's so important, man. And people don't really realize that, right? Let's get this precept. Let's see what we got here. This is Second Ezra, chapter 16. And this is more on Jacob's trouble, man. We're going to start at verse 20. Let's see. Start at verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? Right? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these things when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, right? Scourges are meant to correct you. But our people are not gonna be mindful, man. They're not even paying attention to what's going on in the world today, right? It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, right? So you had those fools, man, fighting over a damn chicken sandwich, man. Our people are so damn in a lower state, man. But victuals, food is so good cheap on the earth, man, that they can fight over a damn chicken sandwich, man. And like the brothers was bringing out today, man, I wouldn't be surprised if they put some on that food, man. All that shit is defiled, right? Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, right? And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, right? For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down, right? That brings me to something else, man. I had a dream slash vision about 3 nights ago, man. I was standing like in a little park like place, man, and almost like a YMCA gym type thing. And these huge trucks just started rolling through the parking lot, man. And I was able, how you feel the vibration of the truck as it's rolling, man. It felt that real, and it was a whole bunch of UN troops, man. Like martial law was like straight in effect, man. It was crazy. It says verse 24, second Ezra 16 and 24. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it, right? Georgia Guidestones, right? The trees shall give fruit, and so shall I, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all the places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and two of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves, and in the clefts of the rocks, right? As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard, right? Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that searcheth their houses with the sword. What's the modern day sword, man? The gun, right? It says, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travail there through, right? You ain't gonna be, it's gonna be, nobody gonna be cutting no damn grass, man. It's gonna be that much, the vegetation is gonna take back over the work, take back over the land, right? It says the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers, right? In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of the famine, right? Hear now these things and understand them, these servants of the Most High. Behold the word of the Most High, and it's like receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Most High spake. Behold, the plagues draw near and are not slack. Right? He said he declared the end from the beginning. Right? It says though it tarry, wait for it. Right? Let's jump down. Let's jump down. What do I want? All right. This is Second Ezra, chapter 16, and what do I want? 67. Behold, Yahweh himself is the judge, fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities to meddle no more with them forever. so shall Yahweh lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble, right? Jacob's trouble, right? For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those who fear the Most High. Right? Says a great insurrection on those who fear the Most High. Says they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Most High. Right? So you know, Ezra giving us a play-by-play account, man, of what John the Revelator seen in Revelations 12. Where he said the devil is going to come down with great wrath, right? Verse 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then they shall be, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire, right? Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Most High. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same, right? I mean, that's you seeing uh, Ezra, you seeing Jeremiah, and you seeing Daniel saying the same thing. Fear not, because the Most High is going to deliver us out of this trouble. Well, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua is going to deliver out of this trouble, right? Says, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your God, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, say of the Most High power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. It is left undressed, and it is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith, right? So, Most High God said, guess what, man? He's going to save us out of this trouble, right? Let's get this precept. We got to understand, man, that yeah, certain of us are going to have to go through that tribulation, man, right? But you got to endure it to the end. Let's get this right here. This is the book of Job. As soon as it comes up, okay. Chapter 5. And stop sharing. Let's do this again. Okay. All right. This is Job chapter 5 and verse 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee, right? In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and war, and in war from the power of the sword. It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shall thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh, right? They bring a precept up of what is that? Psalms 94, right? Oh, the Most High God is gonna what? Salakia, bring us out that trouble, man. The ones who's trusting in Him and doing what He asks us to do, man, and believing and keeping the faith, man. He's gonna deliver that, man. That's the faith you gotta possess in this time, man. It's like we just brought out, brought out that book earlier, how Esau already has these things set up, and it's just a matter of the FEMA guy declaring these things, right? Just a matter of him just saying the hell with the government, declaring martial law. And I think that's really is a why they trying to set up all these mass shootings, man, so they can just go ahead and implement this thing, man. Because that's all it's gonna take. You know, he's already declared the national emergency with the border, right? And okay, here we go. And it's just a matter of time for him to for this thing to just kick off, man. You know, when this economy crash, like we read in that book, man, it says domestic or financial crisis is gonna happen, man. So the Most High God has set up, man, to give you warning, man. So you won't be bugging out in that time, man. You know, hey, man, let me call on Yahweh Bashem and Rashad and trust in Him, and don't worry about anything else, right? So this is Mark chapter 13 and verse 4. Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled, right? So the disciples were asking Yahweh when is going to be the end of the world, basically. And Yahweh answered them, began to say, take heed lest any man deceive you, right? It says, for many shall come in my name, saying that I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, right? So you got, I seen an article tonight where North Korea shot off more missiles on the east coast of their country, man, toward South Korea, man. You got South Korea telling Japan they're not going to give any more intelligence to them. You got Pakistan and India going back and forth over that little area. I forgot the name of that little province that they both were sharing. Then you got Russia helping Venezuela. You got China helping Venezuela. You got all these things going on right now at the same time, and that should be a real comforting sign to you to let you know that whatever the Most High said was gonna come to pass is coming to pass, man. And for you to understand this truth, man, it's a blessing, man. Right? It says, let's read this again. This is Mark 13:7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such thing must needs be, but the end shall not be yet, right? So these things must need be, man. This is how Yahweh Bashem Rashad gonna come and make his grand entrance and have his name declared throughout the earth, right? It says, verse 8, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in divers places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows, right? But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in the synagogue, and ye shall be beaten, and ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, right? For a testimony against them, right? And the gospel must first be published among all nations, and then Shalaki, but when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak, neither do ye premeditate, but whatsoever shall be given you in that hour, that ye speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Spirit, right? And this brought up, let me read, right. But take heed to yourselves. This is Mark 13 and 9. But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in synagogues ye shall be beaten, and ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them, right? That's what I wanted. The water apple brought that precept right back to me, right? And make sure we share this as soon as I get it. Right? For the testimony of Yahweh Shai. He letting us know all these things are gonna happen, man, but we can't faint, man. We gotta hold fast, right? Alright, let's get this. Let me jump back and share it. Okay, that's what I want. Alright, let's go back. Hey, and the water on the comment board. Hey, man, I know it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and people usually sleep, man. So the water on the comment board still being up with me, getting this milk and this meat, right? All praise to Yahweh Bashem Shai. Let's get this precept right here. Because Yahweh Shai said the testimony, right? So this is Second Ezra, chapter 2. And you gotta go read this whole chapter, but I'm gonna jump to the point, man. This is verse 45. And he answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then I said unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them, and deliver them palms in their hands? And he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh, right? Then the angel said unto me, go thy way, and tell my people the manner of things, and how great wonders of the Most High thy power thou hast seen, right? So we standing stiffly for the word of the Most High Yahweh, man, and confessing the name of His Son in this world, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. That's why we're gonna be saved out of that trouble, man. And we gotta have the faith and believe, man, that the Most High God is gonna save us out of that trouble, right? And I'm gonna get one more precept, man. I know it's late. And the water again. Everybody viewing. And I'm probably gonna edit out the first part of this video before I got started because of all the damn whistling and background sound. It was just terrible. I mean, it was terrible. But yeah, how I worked it out, right? Yeah, come on, baby, share the screen. Alright. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59. And let's Let's start. Let's start at verse 17. Let's start at 16. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Let me have to start up. Start up. Verse 15. Yea, true fellowship, and he that departed from evil, making himself a prey. And the Most High saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him, right? For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and a helmet of salvation upon his head. And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with the zeal as a cloak, according to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, right? Recompense to his enemies, to the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Most High from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. And this is the point. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, when those martial law kick off and those troops come in, man, and that FEMA, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Most High shall lift up a standard against them, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Most High. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Most High. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart from thy mouth, nor from the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Most High, from henceforth and forever, man. So you understand this, man. The Most High just let you know that the covenant is not going to part. The Spirit, His Spirit that's been resting on us when we heard this word of salvation again, is not going to depart from us, man. But He's going to lift up a standard against our enemies in that day, man. So it's not for us to don't be weary in well doing, man. Don't be shalom. Yahweh is not marked. Shalom, shalom. So don't be weary in well doing, man. Understand that the Most High Yahweh got us, man. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring in this truth and sincerity to wake up the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel. Lord willing, has been edifying. Until the next time I say, Shalom.